But speaking of the 90s, one of the very disappointed in her. Y'all know.
Don't even do that.
Y'all know. I love me some Ari. You know this, Torin, about me.
Who?
Ari, I love Ari. You don't love
No,
Ari.
and you know you got to say Ari Lennox. I don't know
Oh,
why
I'm sorry.
you're
Yeah, I'm
looking at
sorry.
Ari.
Yeah, Ari
No,
Lennox.
my brain was literally
I'm
scrambling. I
sorry.
had to take a drink. I was like,
I'm sorry.
my brain was scrambling. Like,
There's
all
so
right.
many Aris that it could be. Like you could have been talking about your homegirl or something.
Especially when you say the 90s.
That's
I'm
too
like,
funny.
90s Ari.
No fact.
My bad. My
I
bad.
always think the one with the fat ass, the baby mama.
Ari
Whenever
Lennox.
somebody-
Right, that was gonna be my next guess
My
too.
bad. You right.
I was like,
Ari Lennox.
Ariana
You
Grande.
know I love me some Ari Lennox. I was so disappointed with her. First of all, she's not old enough. She didn't really watch Martin, so I don't know. She's watching some reruns because she's younger than she's. What is she? 30? How old is Ari? 30, Ari Lennox. How old is she? 30? What? 32?
Gotta be around
34.
34? Okay,
She's
so
born
again,
91 or 90. So she
yeah. When did the show go off the air? The show went off the air in like 96, 95.
I know Martin is definitely before my time being a 94 baby.
That's what I'm saying.
There were
Like,
reruns. There were reruns coming on, but yeah.
Yeah. Like Lionel, you just
Martin,
turned 30.
like
So.
when my time, like Martin Lawrence was already popping. Like he was on his film run.
He was doing the movie shit. Right. He was already in the
That's
movie.
how I came of age.
Right. That's when I came into knowledge of him was like Blue Street.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right. He
That
was
was
already
like
on that.
Security. Black Knight is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I remember that movie being on all the time, which was a good one. I'll be seeing a Martin Lawrence movie be on and hoping that it was that one, but it wouldn't be. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, it was 92 to 97.
That's what I'm saying. 92, and she was born in what, 90 what 90 what?
91, I want to say.
91.
Yeah, so she was a baby. So again, so she did watch the reruns. So I'm not saying she didn't watch the reruns and stuff like that. But let's just play what Ari said. And we'll come back and we'll talk about it because this was a theme on the show. I'm not gonna act like it wasn't, but let's discuss. Let me get this off. Hold on. Where you at, Ari Lennox? There go my girl, man. Oh, Ari. Oh, Ari.
How much you would go on Pam? Like I know, like and this is coming from a girl who I love me a good like joking ass movie, and it even when the joking movie is like, damn, like that was fucked up. Like, I'm not like too woke or something is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm honestly not. I'm problematic. I'm pretty problematic, low key. But my point is that there are some things where I draw the line and it just bothered me. Or like, I don't know, it's like Pam was so fucking beautiful and so fine. And I just feel like growing up as a chocolate girl, like I don't even know if I was able to understand the greatness of Pam because of the light that I feel like I was being fed. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that pissed me off about
Okay. Shout out to Ari. I can okay. Now look, for people that watch the show, it was cracking on her, but it was never. I understand where the skin tone thing comes from because his girlfriend, I'll say Gina, her name, Shashina Arnold, on the show is obviously very, very light skinned, right? Extremely pale and light skinned. Mm-hmm. So I understand the dynamic, right? But on the show, obviously he's not making fun ever of her skin tone, right? He's talking about, the whole thing was always about her weave and the buckshots. That was his whole thing. And he's the only one on the show. It's his wife's girlfriend/wife's best friend. He's the only one on the show that messes with her. Both his homeboys are trying to get with her. Every dude on the show is trying to holler at her, right? So like, it's not like she's on the show being presented as she's not attractive. Every dude on the show is trying to get with her. Like, I always, growing up, me and my homeboys used to always say, we always thought like the whole gag of the thing, the reason he had to try to poke fun at her was because in our eyes, she was better looking than his woman. Mm-hmm. That's the way I always looked at it. I never looked at it as, but of course I wasn't a young woman, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
reflect on it that way. So
And so, like, what was your experience as like a young boy? Like, let's think about middle school. Like, was it when it came to like, messing with the
Girl,
girls
he was
and the
grown.
girls? Because when I could think of like the girls who were getting teased, it was like the darker girls, whereas opposed to like the light skinned girls weren't necessarily receiving that same type of treatment. So even if it wasn't ever just like, oh, your skin is just so dark, it still can just be the fact that like you're singling out this type of woman who looks like this as opposed to a woman who looks like this.
no,
And I can see where she's coming from because like I'm brown skin, I'm neither too dark or like too light, right? So I feel like I've definitely seen it from all perspectives, or I've been able to kind of like take a little back seat and like.
but that's why I'm saying, my only retort is that like every other man, literally every man on the show is trying to get with Pam, except for Martin. Everybody else. Everybody else is trying to holler. Like Cole spent his entire time trying to get with her. Tommy ends up getting with her at a certain point in the show. She ends up being with Tommy. But all the other characters that Martin was playing were trying to get with her. Jerome, that was his thing. Junk in the trunk is what he used to call it. Jerome took her out on a date. You dig? Like, yeah, like everybody else was trying to holler. And she always had dudes. Like that was the other thing. Like she always had dudes. She was the one that landed the rich dude. I can't remember his name. Simon was the rich dude that had Martin out there tripping. Martin was sad because he was taking them to the basketball games and they was sitting in the sky boxes up there with the owners. And she was like, "You messed this up for me." But I don't know. I mean, I do understand what you're saying though, Naomi, because it's like it's the continuance of the old stereotype, right? Like we've never actually, I'm trying to think, we've never seen on film or on television where it's the reverse, where the lead is with a brown skinned woman and he's making fun of the light skinned girl.
Right.
It's typecasting,
Yeah.
especially in that time. That was the era of typecasting. They would have only hired a Pam that looked like that, and they would have only hired a Gina that looked like that. If that was when like typecasting was really just a thing. So I could see how somebody could perceive that way for sure. Even though I don't really watch that show enough,
Yeah.
to just like know like, oh, this is how they were treating her or whatever. But I think I can see like the typecasting. Like you didn't see like her be the main character or like the one that's in the relationship where it's just like holding the cast down, holding the show down. But I mean that's so deep to go into like from this perspective in 2025 because I was in the 90s back then.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take away from the validity of like those types of things that existed. Where like the dark girl could only play a certain role. She was only getting offered certain roles, period.
Yeah.
When you can think of it, you can just think, I'm thinking of all shows, I'm thinking now of like, of course, I don't think there was a better Diamond, but you think of Lisa Ray and then like her cousin, who was like the darker girl that was like the crazy one getting fucked up and all the type of shit, But like, I'm sure the list just goes on, and especially in film.
Yeah. Yeah, and it could be a thing to where, maybe, because, those two, to me, they can always be Gina and Pam. They're like best friends in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like these two people, like, like they were making sure, like, if I'm on the show, I need you to bring her on the show type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like they're friends like that for real in real life. And Martin got a lot of history with, because he had been in the House Party series with Tashina. You know what I'm saying? So he had, had that history with her and been
I'm
on
sure
screen.
at that time they were honored, like they're actresses. So I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
I mean, she was honored to just have a good role on a great show.
Yeah.
I'm sure she recognized like the power.
I'm with it. And that's what I'm saying.